Don Global presents the DG Recruit podcast on everything headhunting and recruitment. Achieve the life and career you envision. What's up, game changers? It's your host, Don, founder of Don Global, the headhunting and career coaching company helping you achieve the life and career you envision. In this podcast episode, I am going to cover what do you do when everything seems to be falling apart? So you know that type of week or day where everything that was supposed to happen did not happen? Your clients were canceling interviews left and right. Your candidates are disappearing on you like Houdini, and they're nowhere to be found. The deal that was certain to close is not closing because the offer came in way too little, and or the offer that you did close the candidate on, the candidate has ghosted you. You have no idea where they are. They're supposed to start work in 2 days. Where the hell are they hiding? We all have experienced all sorts of crap in this business. And sometimes it does come to a head where everything is happening all at once, where every single crap has been hitting every single fan and you don't know what to do at that stage. So let me go through exactly what the 5 steps should be when faced with an absolute shit show, for lack of a better word. So the first tip I have for you when you are dealing with everything falling apart, I mean, things are just a mess right now. The first tip I have for you is get back to your immediate to-dos and KPIs. That's it. Just get back to your immediate to-dos and KPIs. Now, for those of us that have started our careers at these large chop shop agencies, these college grind shops, we have a list of standing KPIs per day. Every single day, you better be hitting them or your manager is going to come over with their stick in hand and bop you over the head. I mean, talking figuratively, of course. So when you are self-employed and or when you're working at a boutique, ain't nobody going to manage you except yourself. So you need to be getting yourself back on track. The KPIs that you committed to doing, whether that's sending out a candidate MPC spec, whether that's calling clients for 2 hours to do business development activities, whether that's going through candidate ad response, get back to your job, right? Don't sit there and dwell, because a lot of times people are like, oh my God, something awful has happened. I'm going to now take a 3-hour coffee break, or I'm going to take a mental health break at the gym where I'm going to just work out for the next 3 hours. That's not going to help your drying up pipeline. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. All right. Like getting your nails done also isn't going to help you in this situation. Going to the spa and getting a massage also isn't going to magically refill your pipeline. Okay. So the only thing that's going to refill your pipeline is pipeline related activities, recruitment related, sales related activities. So get back on that grind, the KPIs, because it's a work day. It's a work day and you are committing to yourself to succeed. So you can't just take the gas off the pedal any old day. Get back to freaking work, right? The best of the best. Don't just go off and disappear for 2 hours and watch TV nonstop for 3 hours. Watch the newest Harry Potter movie. I know that's a dated reference, but you see what I mean? Get back to it. Whatever the hell it is you're supposed to be doing today, whatever was on your day plan. Again, a lot of people that work at large recruitment agencies have a day plan. Get back to your day plan. Get back to the work that you said you were going to do with the rest of the time you have left. Yes, one deal fell through. Get back on that grind to make another happen for yourself. All right. So let's go. That's the number 1 tip. Now, second, every time you make a mistake, yes, in the short term, it sucks. It doesn't feel good. Nobody likes mistakes. Nobody's like happy that something fell through, but view it as tuition. You just learned yourself a new lesson, and that was a small cost that you had to pay. It's tuition. Now you learned a lesson that you hopefully won't be making that same mistake again anytime soon. Of course, if you're someone that needs constant reminders, your system is broken and you got to remind yourself in a better way. But usually we get smarter because we've been burned. We've remembered, remember that situation. Make sure that the thing that I don't want to confront today, I got to confront it, because remember last time when I didn't confront it and Billy Bob screwed me over? Not going to happen again with Jane, right? So again, make sure that you are viewing your mistakes with the mindset of, yes, it's tuition that you're paying to learn certain things, and that you are going to take this knowledge to that next level so that the next time you're facing something similar, you are not going to make the same mistake. So yes, it sucks. You just had to pay tuition, and I'm sure you weren't planning on taking a student loan for it. Too bad. It's the real world. You've now paid a lot of money to learn a lesson that hopefully you will not make that same mistake yet again. So number 2 is get over it. You just paid some tuition. You learned some lessons. Let's get on with it. Don't forget those lessons. Number 3, whatever is happening in the short term is not going to matter in the long term, because that is kind of the situation. Most of the issues that you're going to encounter in recruiting is not going to really matter next time, because the issue that you're facing today is something that you have to get over today. And once today is over, tomorrow is a new day. It's on to the next, right? So a lot of the issues that I have in my life, whether it's recruitment, whether it's managing my real estate rentals, in the worst of my entrepreneurship experiences, when I was first dying and drowning in debt because my tenants were not paying rent and were causing massive damages to my rental properties, what did I have to keep saying to myself so that I wouldn't, frankly, go off into the deep end, into some sort of insane asylum? The only thing to self-soothe is to comfort myself and say, you know what? These are short-term problems. I will survive. I will survive. Gloria, right? I will survive. Hey, how does that song go? Anyways, you know my point. You will survive. You will get over it. This client that just yelled at you, this candidate that just went kaputs, you'll get over it. These people don't matter past today, past this hour. They won't matter, right? Your really horrible cold call in which you were slammed upon and they called you an idiot, it's not going to matter. Who cares, right? These people don't matter. They're old news. There's yesterday's news. They're last hour's news. They do not matter. So when you have a long-term view on things, you will survive. All you need is resilience. All you need is long-term perseverance. That is what separates the adults from the children. All right, is resilience and perseverance. It does not matter if you lose the battle. Who the hell cares? I want to win the war. And in the war, I'm going to lose some battles, but I'm going to win the war. And same here in recruiting. Just because you had a crappy hour, a crappy last 2 hours, crappy week, doesn't mean that you can't turn that around the next day. Sometimes life is just fast like that. So you just have to keep going on. Next. Do not be trodden down. Do not be that person who's like, everything just isn't working anymore. That's not going to help you. That is not going to help you. So you have to be your best cheerleader, and you have to be your own therapist in this job. Hopefully you actually have a real therapist. But if you don't, guess who's doing all the therapy? You, yourself, and yourself. Okay. So it comes down to us supporting ourselves and self-soothing. This too shall pass. This too shall pass. Keep calm and recruit on and sell on. Okay. So that is number 3. Have a long-term view. Do not worry in the short term if things are not going the way you want. This is today's problem, and it won't matter tomorrow. And it certainly won't matter next week. And it will not matter a year from now. And it definitely won't matter a decade from now. With the mind of a strong, bulletproof person, you will be able to overcome anything and you'll make it happen. Have that confidence in yourself. Number 4. What matters from this problem is that you need to, kind of like in point number 2, you need to vow to yourself that you're going to implement the processes that are going to stop this from happening again. So if you have a candidate that took a counteroffer, it should be a very easy postmortem. Why did you not talk about counteroffer the last 5 conversations? Fine, you talked about the last 5 conversations. Talk about the last 10 conversations. You need to know that that was within your control, because had you have brought it up from the first call and kept banging on about it, the odds of this being an issue during closing time is relatively low. Right? Same with a client. Why did this happen? Next time, make sure if you had a client waste your time for 3 months on some wild goose chase, that next client, you better be pitching retainers. You better be pitching a retained search, right? Learn from your mistakes. Learn and vow to yourself that you are going to get smarter and sharper. You're not going to make the same mistake more than once or twice if you can help it. Implement it into your system. What are you doing wrong and how are you going to fix it so that it does not happen all the time? Because if it happens all the time, I would hate to be you. Your life must suck. I would hate to make the same mistake over and over again. Yet I do, of course, right? We are all ourselves worse. We are all of ourselves worst enemy. But a lot of the mistakes other salespeople make, I do not make, right? So again, just be very careful about that. Lastly, recommit to KPIs and the structure and the plan, right? Kind of like related to number one is you are recommitting to yourself that you are going to cut out all bad influences, all distractions to make sure that you can focus on what needs to be done right now. This is a way to compartmentalize instead of suffering and being upset about everything that's going on and wasting valuable, good energy. Do not put good money after bad money. Lost and sunken costs, let them stay sunken, let them stay lost. And that's over. Move on to what you can control, what you can impact in the next steps forward. So make sure you recommit to your strategy, your plan. Don't let 1 or 2 or 5 bad things derail you. As long as you have a solid structure, strategy, it will take time to realize and actualize your vision. It will take time. Success does not come fast, and nor does it come easy, right? We all know that. So make sure you keep your eye on the prize. And I know this sounds very generic, but really you do. You have to keep your eyes set on the long-term goal that you have set for yourself, that you're just not going to give up that easily. 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or 20 bad days is not going to take the wind from under you, because that's the cost that it takes to survive in a hard market. In a hard market, in a hard job, there's a reason why these recruitment services pay so well. It's because it's not easy. If it was easy, our rates would just be like realtors. It would be 5%, but it's not. It's 4 to 5 to 6 times that. Because of how hard this job is. It's not just selling a tchotchke. It's not selling Cutco knives. It's not selling Mary Kay cosmetics. It is a hard sales job, which is why you need to be tougher than other people to survive in this line of work. So be your best cheerleader. Be your therapist. Take these 5 points into consideration as you continue to cheer yourself on along the perilous journey on your quest. Like King Arthur, you have a quest, and the quest is money, and the quest is success. And yes, it will not be easy, but you will get there. You will get there by one way or another, as long as you keep going. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. As always, sign up to our monthly free webinar coaching events and check out our courses, my courses on the websites DG Recruit as well as on dondonzoo.com. You can find all the courses that you can take that will hopefully help you sell better, recruit better, and of course, the free podcast. Always tune in. And if you have purchased my book lately, please do let me know what you think of it, and or go online and please leave a review on Amazon. Your thoughts are very much appreciated, and I read every single email, every single review. Thank you so much for your help.